If you look at our guitars as an example, and you might want to pull it closer, I can get close to the camera too. Our spacing is just a little bit different between the strings, side to side, your big E to little e string. And it's amazing what a 1/16 of an inch in space will do for you when forming certain chords. It can mean the difference between you totally buzzing and muting a chord out and that chord playing clear and perfect.
Size of neck, too. Boy.
Size of neck. We have, well, you know, again, my father came into this business as a player first. These guitars evolved more kind of as a freak of nature, meaning, you know, he was modifying his own guitar while he was playing on stage. So, you know,
you know the demands.
Yeah, you know the demands as a performer and what you want. And he started designing, adding things to his guitars, changing his own guitars around so he could perform at night and yet still practice in the day, simply, you know, because his hands were wearing out. As the story goes, artists saw this, other artists he was performing with on stage, and they got my father modified their guitars. And in teaching, you've taught now for 45 years. You realized your students in playing these guitars excelled so much faster.
That's the first thing I'd always go over. If I picked up their guitar and I couldn't play it.
And that's half the time. I remember these students when they came in when I was very young. I'd see these guys walk in and you say, I can't play your guitar. How are you going to learn if I can't even play your guitar? So again, this has come from years and years of evolving here. We have a special neck design. That design, we've got feedback from thousands and thousands and thousands of players from all over the world. This design works. It just feels comfortable in your hand. We have a special fret design. We use a special fret material that's just a little bit softer.
Heights.
You what?
Heights of frets.
Oh, well, heights of frets, the design, the shape of the fret, especially beginners don't know this stuff going in. We use a custom string gauge. So you don't have to press as hard on the string. Now, we have customers using all brands and gauges, and so you can use any brand and gauge of string you like on our guitars. They work exceptionally well. But we also use a special bracing system. You don't have to hit the string as hard to get a big sound out of our guitars like you do many guitars.
Changes the tone.
Changes the tone considerably. What else here? Just the shape. Look at the shape of this box.
Of wood.
Turn the shapes. Turn the box sideways. No, I want to see it from the back. No, turn it sideways. This way. I want to see it this way. You'll notice the shape of our guitar is thinner from here than it is here, and this thinness allows you to pull it in closer to you.
Better control.
Better control.
Always have to have control when you play.
And it's these little things, and then you'll notice the box is thicker. The box is thicker back here, which gives you the big sound. So you're able to pull it in close, kind of like a smaller guitar, yet you get that big sound, and it allows more control.
Where the strap peg is placed, so it's not falling.
Oh, just a couple millimeters off on that strap peg placement, and that guitar is falling. When you're using a strap, then the guitar is falling away from you, making it hard to chord.
Elusive. You can't get hold of it.
And again, this comes from 70 years of playing now, you know, on your part, and performing and teaching, and then getting feedback from thousands and thousands of players that we've sent guitars to around the world. And it's all these little things. It's you always say it's the sum of the parts that equals to a greater thing. When all these things go together, this is why you see, you know, you'll see guys coming from some very big, high-dollar, big brand-name guitars who come to our guitars, and this is their last guitar. They say I mean, I had a guy the other day who, you know, he says, I'm a Martin guy. I've played Martins for 40 years. I've got a D18, a D35, a D45. He says, when I got your guitar, I realized I was no longer playing my other guitars anymore. I was going towards your guitar every day because it's comfortable. It works. Our artists using them on stage, they're saying the same thing, you know, they had the same problems that you had. You know, if they're practicing in the day, having to perform at night, they know much less fatigue, but you're able to play longer sets at night.
Transducers, everything.
Oh, the transducers, the electronics packages, All this stuff is hand selected, you know, by my father for what he installs in his guitars, what parts we use, from, you know, top of the line Fishman electronics to the best tuning gears you can buy in the world now, which are Grovers, to our woods. And then we get the feedback from, you know, thousands of performing artists around the world as well. So, this is not just a setup or anything simple like that. And then beyond that, you know, my father, you know, finishes each guitar personally and does a setup on each guitar. So it's all these things put together. What you're buying here is, you know, a lifetime of research and development, and your focus in making your perfect guitar for you and your students, and now our players worldwide. So maybe that helps just a little bit to answer your question.